ULP holds a 2-day convention in Central Province. NGO petition Marape government for change. USAID sign MOA to preserve PNG's biodiversity. Welcome, this is Tuesday's News. I'm Kilawani. Educating people on policies of political parties must be a priority for every political party in PNG, says ULP leader and Deputy Prime Minister Sam Basil. Basil said bringing party conventions to the district level is also an effective way for political parties to interact with people at the grassroots level. He made these remarks in a 2-day party convention in Central Province over the weekend.
It's unusual to see a ruling political party host a 2-day convention outside the comfort of air-conditioned boardrooms. But for the United Labour Party, the idea to come to the village level was to interact with locals and educate them on their key policies and set up a provincial council. The provincial council will be the bridge to the National Council, which is the political arm of the party. General Secretary Varigini Badira explained that having a provincial council will help formulate key policies that can be brought to the floor of Parliament.
How we inform our policy formulation is based on the needs of our people. We push it through the provincial council to the national council. And whichever policy that our people want, better housing, water, better roads, electricity, better school, better health care for our people, minimum wage, job opportunities. Those are the policies that will come from our conventions right into the floor of the Parliament. And if you say that's our priority, the national leader who is standing at the floor of the Parliament, our party leader, will say that that is our national priority.
With this, ULP leader Sam Basil believes educating people on key party policies must be a priority of every political party. However, he says this remains a challenge as many political parties are concentrated on their political leaders and not on the party itself. He says it is difficult to turn a party into an institution in the country.
We must make sure that we bring the party out to the people through conventions so that people must understand the party policies and make the choice of leaders in Papua New Guinea through policies, not because of my one talk, my friend, or my drinking mate, or because he spoke nicely, or because he's got money to run, he's spending money on pigs and foods and beer. We have to vote that person no.
As the country is now at the eve of the 2022 national elections, Basil challenged all parties to start awareness and education on their key policies, as this will better prepare the voting population.
Now, and I challenge every political parties in Papua New Guinea. They must now go out to the people. Let us not wait until 1 month before the election and we take the convention to the people, because this is wrong and this is injustice to the people of not understanding their political party.
ULP ended their 2-day convention on Sunday with the appointment of the Central Province Council executives. Stanley Oved Jr., National EMTV News.
A non-government organization is urging the Marape-led government to respond to their 40-page petition. Their concern is for a change of government system to a homegrown economic independence and prosperity. Their petition to the government lapsed 3 days ago. Despite this, they are pursuing for answers.
A song to ponder and push for change in PNG's government system. The mighty voice of Melanesia recently hosted an event to reiterate their plea. They believe the Crown government of the Queen has ruled enough and Papua New Guinea needs to move away from this government system.
All call him state government. Government system blow. Queen Elizabeth law England, sir. How him come take over country na? Run him country coming up now him. Mibla pioneer morals him. Colonial times so. Foreign inom blow mibla. Osem so mibla yet come of him. Government system blow mibla na. Mibla represent him. Indigenous people of Papua New Guinea. The natives of this land.
The group has petitioned consecutive governments since late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare was in power. Former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill gave no answers, and now they are pushing the Marape-led government. One of the key agenda in the petition is for a fourth arm of government.
Democrat something who should be responsible. National Autonomous Economic Corporation, and be responsible law, investment, na money, na cash flow, na economy in the country. Prime Minister, na National Executive Council be controlling manem, public service machinery, Chief Justice na Judiciary be controlling manem, court system, Parliament be controlling manem, Speaker be controlling, Parliament all by working law. So now you look at me, 46 years, this is not two-blah power here, and Prime Minister controlling the two-blah power. So law it goes him. Suppose one black man or one black institution control him, two black power one them black people and absolute corruption.
For this small NGO group, they believe PNG has come far enough to be ruled by colonial establishment. They prefer for a homegrown economy, a fair judicial system, and better financial support. The group believes the government needs an overhaul.
We want ownership back. We want economic independence. We want systematic freedom. That's what we are simply asking on behalf of the 10 million people of Papua New Guinea. So you must respond positively.
Jagla Power Jr. National EMTV News.
The Chamber of Commerce in West New Britain has signed a memorandum of agreement with police and the provincial government for better financial support. The MOA was signed by Chamber of Commerce President Ian O'Hanlon, Provincial Administrator and the West New Britain Provincial Police Commander. The MOA allows police to be able to easily access PSIP funding to equip or improve policing in the province. For business entities in Kimbe, the MOA is a step forward to address the rise in crime-related issues in West New Britain.
All these sort of things have been lacking over the years, but funding is very important. Uniforms, repairing firearms, maybe getting some new firearms. We'll try and spend the money as best as possible with consultation with the PBC.
And that is why you are fortunate to have a credible agency like Chamber of Commerce to partner with police to continue to support them. And also it's a vetting process where it's not like somebody abusing money or just spend the money nothing within a month or two, because we expect this 500,000 to hold us at least until December.
The USAID PNG Lookout Team Ground Project, or LGP, and the Department for Community Development and Religion today signed a memorandum of agreement. They will now work in partnership in 5 provinces along the Bismarck Forest Corridor. The signing signifies the mutual understanding and consensus for the conservation and preservation of the country's biodiversity.
The signing of the MOA will strengthen the Department for Community Development and Religion links to other Lookout Team Ground program partners such as the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority. The partnership will boost the economy through the creation of a locally sustainable supply chain of artisan products along the Bismarck Corridor.
With that partnership now, that helps us to protect the environment as well create the economic opportunity for our people by preserving plants in the environment to sustain us to do agriculture in future, basically to sustain our livelihoods.
Acting Secretary Jerry Ubase says part of this partnership is to empower women.
Like we said earlier today, 60% of the mothers are involved in informal sector, which they use the environment, the biodiversity that already has been in our environment, they use this as means and ways for survival.
This enables the USAID LGP to blend efforts to protect biodiversity with a focus on women's economic empowerment, with the aim to equip women entrepreneurs with the skills to run their own businesses, particularly in natural resource-based industries. Podivai, National EMTV News.
A group of Papua New Guinean entrepreneurs have engaged in discussions to promote their small businesses internationally. They teamed up with the Indonesian government through the Indonesian embassy in Port Mosby to source business ideas from the Indonesian MSME sector.
Discussions on promoting local ideas with new business opportunities centered on how to maximize production, improved logistics, and give local products international exposure. Mari Ellingson acted as a lead facilitator between Papua New Guinean entrepreneurs and the Indonesian embassy in these business talks.
This was today. We benefited the alliance that I have founded. Today we came to get more information about how we can connect with Indonesian MSMEs, again with establishing supply chains, and through that B2B networking and business matching, also to find niche markets at the MSME level.
The MSME sector in Papua New Guinea is still growing, and the involvement of the Indonesian embassy has assisted local businessmen and women with ideas on how to start up or expand their businesses. With both countries adjusting to the new normal approach to business, both governments are keen on reopening the border for trading to resume.
This year, we are experiencing the pandemic, COVID-19. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we are going to organize this event virtually. Yeah. But of course, a lot of the opportunities still there. Yeah, in October. Yeah. That's why today we invite our brother and sister from Papua New Guinea to talk directly, virtually, to our business circle in Indonesia. What kind of products they need here, and what kind of goods from PNG we can export to Indonesia, and potential things like we have a lot of the potential product from Indonesia they can export.
Thekla Gunga, National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. More stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Air Niugini Fokker 100 jet services into Tokua Airport has resumed today after a temporary suspension due to runway repairs conducted by the National Airports Corporation. Since the suspension of Fokker 100 flights last February, the airline was operating flights using Q400 aircrafts. For over a year, the downgrade in service had affected both the airline and passengers. Meanwhile, flights into Lae's Nadzab Airport will see a downgrade in its services. Port Mosby is experiencing shortage in chicken feed stock. Due to this, poultry farmers are on the verge of making big losses. The farmers are calling on relevant authorities to look into this issue so supply can work to meet the growing demand.
Poultry farmers are very frustrated as they face constant shortage of chicken feed. These farmers have been coming to Kemika for the past 2 weeks and some for the past month, waiting to take their chicken feed home. Unfortunately, the wait has caused so much inconvenience and many farmers are making big losses daily.
1 month supply no now, now. So now look him. This like matter COVID-19 to make him non hard time. Look him. Where are we going to feed our children with our family? Look him. You look him. Government must look this la.
But me say I have no problem look Mika. Me black am because stock feed them short. Now me believe la problem me no some face long time. This land face blood time me black face kind problem osem.
Plan that stock feed. Now me black say malili baby kagaro problem la stop. And me black lo feed him lo am something. And then me black am last week coming up now me black down osem yet.
Currently in Papua New Guinea, there are 2 main suppliers for chicken feed, Goodman Fielders and New Guinea Table Birds. Of many distributors, Kemika is one that orders and distributes to the farmers.
So for the last 2 weeks, we have been saving one plan. Customers want them stock feed, so this time all customers all over the Mosby and now all come na boom lo Kemika. Because okata narblabem no katom the stock feed. So
much of the delay has to do with technical problems like delays at the wharf.
The place but the problem is look supply ba kam linched lo menu of lo custom na clearance na kam lo mipla tasol sa iga lili technical problem lo disla hab so sa delay kointena.
However, the farmers are saying it is a deeper issue than that.
Oh, this la best. Emi come up him. One project, chicken project, 14 mile. This la emi make him na mipla all small farmers here, chicken especially mipla lig line look at him kakaruk line ya. Mipla chafa now look him.
They are now calling on the Agriculture Minister John Simon and relevant authorities to look into this issue. They are also calling on the NCD governor and NCDC authorities to create proper platforms for them to sell and market their poultry.
Mi plasawa na stablo street osem kaino se mama osem mina bad misa lugar tem pingni blo misa sawatem lili brother si stablo e one blo market misa megem kagaruk market tamem come down osem me am trouble. How will I survive? How will I look after my kids?
Chicken farmer salary mi pla PNG can run him. Nama santi mi like osem mi pla santi am side the market. All must provide one good market mi pla can sell na market good.
So please, most of us will lose thousands of kina this coming week. Only this week, like me, I will lose almost 4,000 kina this week. And not only me, but me, our plantation, me losing money. Now, suppose Kagaru me die now, no stock feed come now. And Balus was more government you stop when you are me, who say authorities you responsible of this plan.
Lilian Sopera Kinea, National EMTV News.
Mineral Resources Star Mountains Limited Board of Directors presented 19.4 million kina dividend payment to the 12 landowner villages of Oktedi in Western Province. This is part of the dividend proceeds from MRSM's 9% equity in the Oktedi Mine Limited for 2020. The villages include the 6 mine villages and the 4 villages from the lease for mining purpose area. The event was held at Migalisim Village and witnessed by the communities of the various mine villages, representatives from key stakeholders, including the Governor for Western Province, Oktedi Mine and MRDC. The payment is the biggest so far by MRSM. The first lot of cocoa planted in Laimodo village is almost ready for harvest. It's the first time the people from Laimodo are venturing into this commodity crop, and they are excited of what it will bring. So far, over 50,000 seedlings have been planted since 2019.
In 2018, an MOA was signed between PNG Cocoa Board and the Alotau DDA. The agreement, which will expire at the end of 2022, paved the way for the establishment of 24 nurseries. Laimodo is one village benefiting from this partnership. The village erupted with joyful chorus as the Agriculture Minister John Simon himself and the PNG Cocoa Board CEO Boto Gaupu visited to do the groundbreaking for a cocoa fermenter and dryer. The minister given the honors to plant a cacao and given an update of the cocoa grown in the village. Roni Seko, a community leader, said they're excited for this opportunity to be able to contribute to PNG's economy.
We also submit to LLG technical teams, comply to LLG physical planning to achieve strategic directions and hope where Laimodo community will one day set a benchmark for other LLGs within the LLG to enhance quality cocoa production.
It's our dream and our vision that one day every household in this local level government will plant a minimum of 300 cocoa trees and at the same time integrate with coconut trees in the patches.
In this MOA, it's a partnership program where it's a kina for kina, where the DDA contributes 1 kina and the cocoa board puts up 1 kina. That is how we should be working in partnership.
The government's price support and agriculture intervention program is another motivating factor, with these new farmers optimistic of the returns.
Last year, when I started buying at 1 kina, I produced only 1.4 ton of cocoa. It took me 6 months. This year, when I started in May, in the month of May, we were able to put together 1.8 ton. 1.8 ton. That's what the price support did.
The Marape government presses on with its price support program, adamant that putting money directly into the pockets of farmers will increase the volume of the cash crops and in turn increase the returns. While the sustainability of the price support program is questioned by many farmers from various commodities, the Marape government assures that it will continue to support this program.
Cocoa per kilo was about 20 toya, 50 toya. So who cares? But look, what we're trying to improve now is the price for cocoa must be at least 3 kina. So we are coming across talking to the districts, the provinces, to support us, and we support the farmers. So that the farmers must earn that price.
We have been subsidizing price of coffee and copra for many, many years. It's not only today. Alota district has been subsidizing. Many years. I've always felt that the most productive and best way to incentivize the farmer is to put the money directly into their hand when they produce something from the soil.
You may export him, you make some more foreign reserve come back inside, now you may spend more money, the economy blame me. Like fix him road, fix him housing, make him also developments need.
From visiting these farmers, it is clear that with the right support from polybags to tools, training and accessibility, village farmers are keen to participate in the economy. Shamin Poriambab, National EMTV News.
And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market this morning. At Bank South Pacific, your kina will buy $0.2775 $0.3615 Australian dollars, $0.3890 New Zealand dollars, and 30.13 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries trading lower. National EMTV News continues with more stories after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back to the news. 2 men involved in a robbery in Lae over the weekend were shot dead during a shootout with police. Lae Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Chris Kunyanban said police signaled them to pull over, but they resisted and fired several gunshots at the police. Police confiscated weapons, including a factory pistol and a hand grenade from the vehicle they used.
These are the weapons that the Lae police confiscated from a gang involved in a robbery over the weekend. They include a hand grenade, a Winchester rifle, and an air pistol along with 2 empty cells. Lae Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Chris Kunyanban said the robbery took place on Saturday at around 10 to 11 p.m. at the Markham House, a large department store that houses a number of retail outlets.
Grenade is not used by the police, it's used by the military, and the investigation will definitely continue to find out where the source of the grenade is, because we're coming towards the election. It's the preparation for election. We have just a couple of months going, and weapons like this, especially the hand grenade, it's a concern to us, because we had in the last election, in Lae alone, we confiscated a lot of C4 explosive.
According to Lae Metsup, 10 armed men used a 10-seater vehicle to rob a gold company on Saturday night, pretending to be gold buyers. The Sector Response Unit 101, consisting of 4 officers who were on duty that night, were alerted by the Police Communication Center following a call from the toll-free emergency number.
They actually pointed a gun at the buyers. They got a substantial amount of money, bit by bit. Want them some gold bars. Not the gold bars, but some gold in grams, about 50 to 100 grams gold stolen. With the current price, is about 100 to 200,000 kina.
When police intervened, 7 suspects escaped with the vehicle, while 3 fled on foot.
During the chase, there was a shootout between the criminals and the police. And you can see as I speak to you, there's an empty shell there. Empty shell indicates that it's been discharged. If they haven't shot at the police, then they'll be definitely, you can see a .56, you see two empty shell there. That is evidence of weapons being discharged. So definitely there was a shootout with the police, and the encounter resulted in the death of 2 suspects, and 3 of them got injured, and the other 2 not injured, and the 3 are still at large.
4 of the suspects are currently detained at the Lay police cell, awaiting further interrogation by the CID. The Lay Matsub said police are investigating where the suspects got the confiscated weapons from.
We will still continue doing our mandatory duties, that is giving providing security to the entire public, people, visitors and residents of Lay. So our response time for the response units are very, very good. And so I'm just warning criminals that they're going to be very careful. And I like to see them, a lot of them they have to reform. They have to find ways to go about doing some things that will be useful and good for them.
Julie Badui, Owa, National EMTV News, Lay.
Training for police reservists in the Marape province was officially launched yesterday by the Marape Governor Ginseng Saunu. This follows an agreement signed last year between the provincial government and the RPNGC to train police reservists to help address issues of manpower. The program aims to train 500 police reservists over the next 5 years, who will be posted to the districts to support regular police.
These recruits are the first batch of reservist trainees under the Marape Police Reservist Intervention Program. They come from different districts in the province. Yesterday, the training was officially launched at the Gusap Tactical Training School, witnessed by Marape Governor Ginseng Saunu, Assistant Commissioner Police Northern Command Peter Guinness, and other police officials.
You are now the first batch of 120 to undergo this training. I'm confident that this program will bring some changes to the lives of young Morabians when you become police reservists.
ACP Guinness said with Marape being a large province, there are a lot of law and order issues that are not attended to, especially in the rural districts. The agreement, which was signed in 2020 between the RPNGC and the Marape provincial government to train police reservists for the districts, is something that aims to address this problem.
Will greatly assist the issue of addressing law and order in Marape province. Law and order, Marape province being the largest province in the country, with 9 districts, 33 ward councils and 365 council areas. It's very difficult for police in Marape province to go out and police those districts.
Reserve police training, my sister said there was a one intervention program below me. So I'm down in law and order.
500 reservists are expected to be trained over the next 5 years through this intervention program. It is being coordinated by former Police Commissioner Sem Inguba. Training will commence this week with the launching of the Police Reservist Intervention Program. It will end in September, and these reservists will be sent out to the districts to support regular police, beefing up manpower on the ground. Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News, Gusap.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The Port Mosby Rugby Football League has commenced their pre-season Rugby League 9s tournament. A total of 18 teams are taking part in the competition, which includes a women's division as well.
The Port Mosby Rugby Football League is back on schedule, this time in the middle of the year. COVID-19 had once again halted the start of the season in March, but things are finally on track. The pre-season 9s tournament kicked off on Saturday last week with much interest from teams within the Port Mosby Rugby Football League and also from outside as well.
2021 Port Mosby Rugby League 9s has started. This 9s competition is just a pre-season for all the 14 clubs of Port Mosby Rugby League. But we've invited 4 clubs, invitational clubs. These are clubs that have been playing in ninth competition to test the Port Moresby Rugby League clubs. So that's Laumas, SSD Roosters, Walia, as we know, the Flying Fijians, and a team from Rigo, say the Raiders.
It was a vibrant hit-out over the first 2 weekends, with the competition hosting rugby league after a long off-season. But it didn't look like teams and players had lost their footing, with some good skills from the women as well.
Clubs of Port Moresby Rugby League were been advised to put 3 teams. That's 2 teams of men and a women's team. So all clubs have complied, and the competition began on Saturday, 26th June. So far, so good. The chairman, Dr. Naipau, and his deputy have been working so hard to bring this competition, and big plus to them.
The competition is expected to end this weekend with the conclusion of the final 2 days of the tournament. The Marape board has also put up some prize money for the winners.
Currently, the ninth competition, like I said, it's a pre-season competition for the 14 clubs of PRL to test out their players. But then we have value in the competition. There will be prize monies. The prize monies will be announced by next week by the full boards. Yeah.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
The Mosby South Moto Koitabu Netball tournament started yesterday. The juniors will play through the week with their tournament ending on Saturday.
Netball is a well-known and well-participated sport in the Moto Koitabu villages across the suburbs of Port Mosby. Justin Chachenko, the member for Mosby South, has seen the huge interest in the sport among the Moto Koitabu women in his electorate and has funded a netball tourney known as the Mosby South Moto Koitabu Netball Competition. The competition's tournament director, R.C. Mo, says there is a huge interest in the sport.
This is the second time that we are playing under Mosby South, Moto Koitabu, but we play our own competition in our village, and we have another body that goes straight to the federation, Moto Koitabu South. We call ourselves Moto Koitabu South.
The juniors are the first to take part in the competition, but theirs is a 1-week tournament that ends this Saturday. The seniors and the intermediate divisions will start off their competition later on in July and end in September.
12 teams participating from the junior division. It's aging from under 15 to 17, and they'll be running for 1 week, school holiday, from 28th of June to 3rd of July.
The tournament features teams from the Moto Koitabu villages across the district of Mosby South.
The other divisions will be starting on the 10th of July and ending on the 11th of September, but they will be playing only on Saturdays.
For the juniors, the tournament will be named after Komi Gaita, who was a former participant in the tournament in its inaugural year, but she has since passed away, and the cup and the tournament is named after her.
We'll be naming that cup under her name, Komi Gaita Gaudi, honoring her for this tournament. And this tournament is called Komi Gaudi Tournament for juniors because of the cup that we are playing.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues with more after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. The PNG-RFL will assist affiliate association, PNG-RFL competitions, highlighting the importance of receiving technical support from the Rugby League and national body. Huxley Lovai with this story.
The promotion of rugby league amongst the higher education institutions in the country has been inconsistent over the years, with the respective institutions unable to sustain the competitions and tournaments, coupled with the limited support in the past from the national governing body, the PNG Rugby Football League. In a positive move, the UPNG Rugby Football League has recently reached out to the PNG RFL to provide education and technical support for 2 of the League 9 tournaments so far this year.
they had their own nines competition that was running as well, and we got some very good feedback from it as well, because we also want to promote the other programs that we're running, like the game development programs and all that. So it has been definitely very, very good. Play a supportive role, because the UPNG is one of our affiliates as well, and we want to try and pass on the same sort of message to the other universities and all that as well.
With a new emphasis on development, the PNG-RFL wants to cast a wider net to promote the game at all levels of society. This includes the higher education institutions, as PNG-RFL hopes to integrate the colleges into their programs and promote competitions amongst the universities.
I think the way forward at the moment now is to, because we normally have the university games and all that, they normally run their own competition. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that the universities are doing the right thing, like following all the rules and regulations and all that, and also, like paying for the affiliation fees and all that, so they're covered under the same sort of insurance umbrella and all that as they. So what we're trying to do is just create another competition within the universities itself.
Huxley Lovai, Trukai Sports.
And that story wraps up Trukai Sports. The weather report after these messages. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
Weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the Highlands region, all centers cloudy with rain periods, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, 29th of June, 2021. Pleasant viewing, be safe, bye for now.